Long ago, in the frozen lands of Skaldheim, where towering mountains and icy fjords met beneath a perpetually gray sky, there lived a Viking clan known as the Thunderhelm. They were known for their bravery, unmatched strength, and their legendary ships that cut through stormy seas. Their lands, however, were haunted by a beast of terrible power, a dragon called Fyrbrandr, meaning flame of destruction, who had once been believed to be nothing more than a terrifying tale. But on a cold winter's night, a fire illuminated the sky as Fyrbrandr descended from the mountains. Spreading his wings, which cast a shadow that covered entire villages. His scales shimmered like molten gold, and his eyes glowed with an intense, unearthly fire. The dragon roared, a sound that shattered the ice over the fjords, sending panic through the Viking villages. The Viking king's decision upon seeing the devastation, King Halvar Thunderhelm, a giant of a man with a silver beard and a scar over one eye, called together his bravest warriors. "We face our greatest enemy yet," he proclaimed. "This is no mortal army we can face with shield and sword alone. Fyrbrandr is a beast of magic and fury, but we are Vikings. Our hearts are as strong as our axes. Tonight, we fight not for glory, but for our home, for our families." The Vikings prepared for battle, donning heavy fur-lined armor and sharpening their axes and swords. The clang of metal and the whispers of the warriors filled the air as they painted their faces with symbols of protection and strength. Every man and woman vowed to fight till their last breath. The great battle as dawn broke, Fyrbrandr descended once more, his fire scorching the land as he swooped low, creating walls of flame that divided the battlefield. The Vikings charged, their roars mingling with the dragon's thunderous bellows. Fyrbrandr unleashed torrents of fire, but the Vikings dodged and weaved, their shields deflecting the heat and their axes seeking any weak point in a scaled hide. The battle was chaotic and fierce. Fyrbrandr's tail whipped through the ranks, sending warriors flying through the air. His claws raked the earth, leaving deep trenches, and his wings created gusts of wind that almost knocked the Vikings off their feet. But the Thunderhelm warriors were relentless. Arrows rained down from archers stationed on the cliffs, and spears hurled from all directions, some even striking true on Fyrbrandr's massive body, though only leaving minor wounds. In one heart-stopping moment, King Halvar charged forward, swinging his legendary war axe, Stormbreaker, with all his might. He landed a heavy blow against one of the dragon's legs, managing to wound the beast. The dragon howled in rage, rearing back to strike, but a group of warriors rushed in, distracting Fyrbrandr just long enough for Halvar to evade the dragon's deadly jaws. The battle raged for hours, the sky darkened by clouds and smoke. As Fyrbrandr began to show signs of fatigue, the Vikings rallied with newfound energy. King Halvar led the final charge, relentless assault that forced the dragon into a vulnerable position against a cliffside. The fall of Fyrbrandr with a final, deafening roar. Fyrbrandr tried to take flight, but his wings, damaged and torn from countless arrows and spears, failed him. The Vikings swarmed, axes and swords slashing as they fought to bring the mighty beast down. Halvar, wounded and weary, climbed onto the dragon's neck, delivering a final, devastating strike with Stormbreaker. The mighty Fyrbrandr fell, his body crashing to the ground, the echoes of his last breath fading into the icy air. The Vikings stood victorious, though weary and bloody. They honored their fallen, lighting great fires in the fjord as they celebrated the victory over the ancient beast. From that day on, the Thunderhelm clan was immortalized in song and story.